Welcome back to our channel History Coins HD. As you that old is gold, but these rare Lincoln penny coins that are most valuable than you think, don't spend one of them. You're lucky if you have one of these, so please watch complete video and find your treasure. Let's start this. Coin number 1. Today we are opening a small copper-colored door into a very big story. In your hand it may look like an ordinary 1-cent coin, something you might find forgotten in a drawer or mixed with loose change. But the 2009 Lincoln penny is not ordinary at all. It is one of the most meaningful modern coins ever produced by the United States of America, and for collectors, this single year has become a chapter filled with history, rarity, mistakes, and hidden value that many people still overlook. The year 2009 marked 200 years since the birth of Abraham Lincoln and 100 years since his face first appeared on the Lincoln cent. To honor this moment, the United States Mint did something it had never done before. Instead of one design, 4 completely different reverse designs were released in the same year. Each design tells a story from Lincoln's life, from his humble beginnings to his rise as one of the most important leaders in American history. That alone makes the 2009 1-cent coin special, because no other Lincoln penny year carries this kind of storytelling. The first design shows a simple log cabin, representing Lincoln's birth and early childhood in Kentucky. This image speaks of poverty, hard work, and the foundation of a future president. The second design moves forward to Lincoln's youth in Indiana, showing him sitting on a log, reading a book, a symbol of self-education and determination. The third design represents his professional life in Illinois, featuring Lincoln standing in front of the old state capitol, a reminder of his growth as a lawyer and politician. The fourth and final design shows the unfinished dome of the United States Capitol, symbolizing the Civil War era and the nation still under construction, just like Lincoln's vision for unity. For collectors, owning all 4 designs from the same year is already exciting. But the real thrill begins when you look closer. The year 2009 was also a time of major changes at the Mint. Production numbers were affected by the economic situation, and some mint facilities produced fewer coins than usual. This created natural scarcity for certain versions, especially in higher grades. Then there are the errors. Errors are where collectors' hearts start to beat faster. Some 2009 Lincoln pennies were struck with double dies, where letters or numbers appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during the minting process. Others show off-center strikes, clipped planchets, weak strikes, or unusual die cracks that add character and rarity. There are also satin finish coins made specifically for collector sets, which look different from regular circulation pennies and are often mistaken for normal coins by people who don't know what to look for. Another fascinating detail is the metal composition. In 2009, Lincoln pennies were still made primarily of zinc with a copper coating, but quality control variations mean that some coins display unusual coloring, texture, or surface details. To a trained eye, these differences matter a lot. A coin that looks average to one person might be a key collectible to another. Collectors love this year because it combines modern accessibility with genuine historical importance. You do not need to go back 100 years to feel the weight of history. The 2009 Lincoln penny allows new collectors to enter the hobby while still offering serious challenges for experienced numismatists who chase top-grade examples and rare errors. If you have these coins, handling them carefully is important. Condition plays a huge role in desirability. Coins with sharp details, clean surfaces, and minimal marks stand out. Even a small difference in preservation can separate a common example from a truly collectible one. Now let us talk about value, because this is what everyone waits for. Regular circulated 2009 Lincoln 1-cent coins are generally worth face value. Uncirculated examples from mint rolls usually sell for a few cents to a couple of dollars each depending on condition. Complete uncirculated sets of all 4 designs often sell for several dollars. High-grade certified coins can reach values from $10 to several tens of dollars. Satin finish coins from official mint sets are commonly valued higher, often ranging from a few dollars to over $10 each in top condition. Rare error coins, especially strong double dies or dramatic mint errors, have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several tens of dollars to several hundreds of dollars, and in exceptional cases, over $1,000 in words. Coin number 2. We are stepping back into a moment just before one of the biggest changes in modern U.S. coin history. The 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coin may look simple at first glance, but for collectors and coin lovers, this year holds quiet importance, hidden stories, and surprising potential. This is the final full year of the classic Lincoln Memorial reverse before the historic redesign of 2009, and that alone gives the 2008 penny a special place in American numismatics. The obverse still carries the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has connected generations of Americans for decades. By 2008, this portrait had become one of the most recognized images in the world. Yet behind that familiar face, the coin was being produced during a time of economic uncertainty, changing mint technology, and massive circulation demand. Millions of these pennies passed through everyday hands, but not all of them were created equal. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, but collectors know that the smallest details on this design matter. The clarity of the steps, the sharpness of the columns, and the overall strike quality can dramatically change a coin's desirability. Many 2008 pennies were weakly struck, meaning strong, crisp examples are more difficult to find than people realize. This makes high-quality uncirculated pieces far more interesting than worn circulation finds. Now let us talk about mint marks, because they matter. The 2008 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia and Denver, with San Francisco producing special proof coins for collectors. Each mint has its own characteristics. Some Denver issues show strike weakness, while Philadelphia coins are known for certain die varieties. Proof coins from San Francisco stand apart with mirror-like fields and frosted details, created specifically for collectors who appreciate perfection. Errors are where excitement truly begins. The 2008 Lincoln penny is known for several collectible errors that can transform a common coin into something special. Doubled die errors appear when parts of the design, especially the date or lettering, show noticeable doubling. Off-center strikes occur when the blank planchet is not properly aligned, creating dramatic and eye-catching results. There are also clipped planchets, where a portion of the coin is missing due to a cutting error, and die cracks or die chips that leave raised lines or blobs of metal on the surface. Another fascinating category is transitional and metal-related anomalies. While 2008 pennies are supposed to be copper-plated zinc, some coins display unusual weight, thickness, or coloration that sparks interest among advanced collectors. These pieces often require expert verification, but when confirmed, they become prized additions to collections. What makes the 2008 Lincoln cent especially appealing is that it sits right at the edge of history. It is the last moment before the dramatic four-design celebration of Lincoln's life. Collectors often see it as the closing chapter of a long-running design era. Because of this, many collectors aim to secure high-grade examples as a way of preserving that final year in its best possible form. For coin lovers, the joy is not just in value, but in discovery. A penny found in change could still hold a secret. That is why careful inspection, proper storage, and patience are so important. The difference between an ordinary coin and a desirable collectible often comes down to condition, detail, and knowing what to look for. And now, let us finally talk about money, because value brings curiosity to life. Most circulated 2008 Lincoln 1-cent coins are worth 1 cent. Uncirculated examples typically sell for a few cents to a couple of dollars depending on quality. High-grade certified coins can reach values of several dollars to a few tens of dollars. Proof coins usually sell for a few dollars, with perfect examples reaching higher amounts. Notable error coins have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several tens of dollars to several hundreds of dollars, and in rare standout cases, over $1,000 in words. Coin number 3. We are holding a coin that quietly connects everyday pocket change with deep American history. The 1962 D Lincoln 1-cent coin may look ordinary at first glance, but for collectors and true coin lovers, this penny represents an important moment in the long journey of the Lincoln cent. It comes from an era when pennies were still made of real copper, when minting quality was changing, and when small details could turn a common coin into a treasured collectible. The obverse features the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, strong and dignified, a design that had already been familiar to Americans for more than 50 years by 1962. This was a time of confidence in American coinage, before major metal changes arrived later in the decade. The Denver Mint mark below the date tells us this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, a facility known for producing large quantities but also for subtle strike characteristics that collectors study very closely today. What makes the 1962 D Lincoln penny especially interesting is its copper composition. These coins were struck in 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, giving them a warm color, solid weight, and durability that modern pennies simply do not have. Because copper reacts with the environment, finding examples with original red color and clean surfaces is far more difficult than people expect. This natural aging process adds to the challenge and excitement for collectors searching for high-quality pieces. Although millions were minted, true rarity is found in condition and detail. Many 1962 D pennies show weak strikes, especially in Lincoln's hair and beard or in the lettering of the word Liberty. Coins with sharp details, full design strength, and minimal marks stand out dramatically. Collectors often pay close attention to the rims, fields, and the overall eye appeal, because small differences can mean big changes in desirability. Errors are another major reason collectors are fascinated by this coin. Doubled die varieties exist where the date or lettering shows noticeable doubling, caused by a misaligned die during production. Die cracks and die breaks are also seen, leaving raised lines or shapes on the surface that were never meant to be there. Off-center strikes create dramatic visual effects when the design is shifted away from the center of the coin. Clipped planchets, where part of the coin is missing, add even more intrigue. Each error tells a story of the minting process and turns an ordinary penny into a unique historical artifact. For collectors, the 1962 D Lincoln cent is also important as part of the larger copper penny era. Many enthusiasts build complete date and mint mark sets, and this coin plays a key role in those collections. Others focus only on high-grade examples or certified pieces, chasing perfection and originality. The thrill is not just in owning the coin, but in understanding its place in history and appreciating the craftsmanship behind it. This penny reminds us that value is not always obvious. A coin that once bought candy or sat unnoticed in a jar can later become a symbol of patience, knowledge, and discovery. That is why coin lovers listen carefully, examine closely, and never underestimate the power of a single cent. Now let us finally talk about value and worth. Most circulated 1962 D Lincoln 1-cent coins are generally worth a few cents due to their copper content. Uncirculated examples commonly sell for amounts ranging from $1 to several dollars depending on condition. High-grade certified coins with strong red color have sold for several tens of dollars. Proof-like or exceptionally well-preserved pieces can reach higher levels. Notable error coins and strong doubled die varieties have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several hundreds of dollars to over $1,000 in words. Coin number 4. We are diving into a coin that at first glance may seem like just another penny, but to collectors and coin enthusiasts, the 1971 Lincoln 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of history with layers of detail, rarity, and potential value that make it far more than ordinary pocket change. The early 1970s were a time of transition for American coinage, and the 1971 penny sits right in that era, bridging traditional minting practices with the modern collector's eye for detail, condition, and anomalies. The obverse of the 1971 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909, a design that had endured for over 6 decades by this point. Lincoln's strong profile represents not only the man himself but the enduring symbolism of honesty, perseverance, and leadership. The coin you hold today connects you directly to the era of the Vietnam War, social changes in America, and the evolving minting technology that was gradually improving but still had imperfections that make certain pennies from this year exciting to collectors. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. On a 1971 penny, the memorial's details are important to notice. Collectors look closely at the columns, the statue of Lincoln visible between them, and even the steps and lettering. Minor differences in strike quality, die wear, and metal flow create subtle variations that can make one 1971 penny far more desirable than another. especially when it comes to higher grades. One aspect that makes the 1971 Lincoln penny particularly interesting is its composition. At this time, pennies were still primarily copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc. This gives the coin a warm, reddish-brown tone that can develop into a brilliant red over time if well preserved. Coins that have retained their original color, with minimal circulation wear, are considered the most desirable to collectors. Handling these coins carefully and preserving them properly can dramatically increase their appeal. Errors are a major factor that elevates the 1971 penny into the realm of rare collectibles. One of the most sought-after varieties is the double-die penny, where parts of the date or lettering appear doubled due to misalignment during the minting process. Off-center strikes are another type of error that creates visually striking coins, where the design is noticeably shifted from the center. Other errors include die cracks, die chips, and planchet flaws. These errors tell a story about the production process, and each flawed coin is a unique artifact, often far more valuable than a standard circulated penny. Mint marks play a significant role in identifying and valuing 1971 Lincoln pennies. Coins were struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and special proof coins from San Francisco. Each mint has characteristics that collectors study carefully. Denver coins, marked with a small d below the date, often show different strike qualities compared to Philadelphia pieces, while San Francisco proof coins are specially made with mirror-like fields and frosted designs to appeal directly to collectors. Condition remains a key determinant of value. Collectors often grade coins based on their luster, strike sharpness, absence of wear, and overall eye appeal. A circulated 1971 penny may sell for very little, but an uncirculated example with vibrant color and no marks can be significantly more valuable. For those seeking perfection, professionally graded coins certified by major numismatic organizations command higher prices because collectors are confident in their authenticity and quality. Another intriguing aspect of the 1971 penny is its place in Lincoln cent history. This year is part of the classic copper penny era, a period increasingly appreciated by collectors who understand that the metal composition and minting methods of these coins give them qualities absent in modern zinc pennies. Building a complete set of 1971 pennies, including high-grade examples from each mint and rare error coins, is a goal for many serious collectors because it combines historical significance with tangible investment potential. Finally, let's talk about real-world value. Most circulated 1971 Lincoln pennies are worth face value, essentially 1 cent. However, uncirculated examples, especially those with strong red color and sharp details, can sell for $1 to $5. Proof coins from San Francisco are often worth several dollars, sometimes more depending on condition. Error coins, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or major die cracks, can reach auction prices ranging from several tens of dollars to over $100 in words, with exceptionally rare examples selling for even higher amounts. This is why collectors pay close attention to these coins, because even a small discovery can turn an ordinary penny into a prized piece of history. Coin number 5. We are holding a small coin that carries with it decades of American history, craftsmanship, and the fascination of collectors around the world. The 1975 D Lincoln 1-cent coin may appear ordinary at first glance, but to anyone who loves coins, it represents a unique moment in numismatic history, a bridge between classic copper pennies and the approaching changes in minting practices that would define modern collecting. The obverse of the 1975 D penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design that has endured for more than 60 years by this point. Lincoln's stoic profile captures both the dignity of the man and the enduring symbol of honesty, perseverance, and leadership that his image represents. Every curve of his face, every detail in the hair and beard, is a reflection of the careful artistry that Victor David Brenner originally imbued in the design back in 1909. Holding this coin in your hand connects you to a century-long tradition, a lineage of coins that have passed through the hands of millions of Americans while quietly keeping history alive. On the reverse, the Lincoln Memorial stands proudly, a design introduced in 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The precision of the columns, the tiny statue of Lincoln visible between them, and even the subtle detailing in the steps and inscriptions are all elements that collectors scrutinize. By 1975, some minor variations in strike strength and die wear had emerged, meaning that coins from this year can differ slightly in sharpness, depth, and clarity. These subtle distinctions are what make the 1975 penny fascinating. Not every coin struck that year looks exactly the same, and high-grade examples are highly sought after. One of the key reasons collectors are drawn to the 1975 penny is its composition. Still made primarily of copper, at 95% copper and 5% zinc, this coin has a weight, warmth, and rich reddish-brown color that modern pennies lack. Over time, exposure to the environment can alter its hue, and coins that have retained their original red color and luster are considered the most valuable. These coins demand careful handling, proper storage, and appreciation for their historical and aesthetic qualities. Errors are another area that makes the 1975 Lincoln cent so intriguing. Doubled die errors, where the date or lettering appears doubled due to misalignment during striking, are particularly prized. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted from the coin center, create dramatic visual effects that make each coin unique. Other errors include die cracks, die chips, and clipped planchets. Each of these anomalies is a physical record of the minting process, transforming an ordinary penny into a one-of-a-kind artifact. Serious collectors study these details carefully, often consulting reference guides and professional grading services to authenticate and understand each coin story. The mint mark D indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint. Each mint produces coins with slightly different characteristics, and the Denver Mint's output in 1975 is notable for some minor variations in strike quality. Philadelphia pennies, by contrast, often exhibit different die traits. San Francisco produced proof coins with mirror-like fields and frosted details specifically for collectors, offering yet another level of interest and value for those building complete sets. Collectors often aim to secure examples from each mint in high grade, creating a more comprehensive collection that reflects both history and artistry. Condition is paramount for the 1975 penny. Circulated coins often show wear, diminished luster, and minor marks, which can reduce value. Uncirculated coins with sharp details, vibrant color, and clean surfaces are far more desirable. Professional grading by major numismatic organizations can authenticate the coin and certify its condition, which often leads to higher market value. Coins graded as MS65 or higher, with brilliant red color and strong eye appeal, are the ultimate goal for many collectors. The 1975 Lincoln penny is also significant for its place in the broader history of Lincoln cents. It comes from the classic copper era, a time before the switch to primarily zinc pennies in 1982. Collectors appreciate these copper pennies not just for their aesthetic qualities but for their historical significance. They represent a period when coinage was more substantial, tangible, and enduring. Building a complete set of 1975 pennies, or collecting the year's error coins, proof coins, and high-grade examples, provides a satisfying challenge for collectors at any level. Finally, let's talk about value. Most circulated 1975 Lincoln 1-cent coins are worth only face value, essentially 1-cent. Uncirculated examples typically sell for $1 to $5 depending on condition and color. High-grade certified coins with strong red color can fetch $10 to $20 or more. Proof coins from San Francisco often sell for several dollars, sometimes more depending on condition. Error coins, especially notable doubled dies, off-center strikes, and other dramatic minting anomalies, have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several tens of dollars to over $100 in words, with particularly rare or striking examples commanding even higher prices. This makes the 1975 Lincoln penny not just a piece of history but also an exciting opportunity for collectors, hobbyists, and anyone who appreciates the hidden stories behind everyday coins. Coin number 6. We are diving into a coin that at first glance may seem ordinary, yet it carries layers of history, craftsmanship, and numismatic intrigue that make it far more interesting than it appears. The 1981 Lincoln 1-cent coin is a fascinating piece of American coinage, bridging the era of classic copper pennies and the transition to modern zinc-based coins. For collectors and coin lovers, this small copper-colored disc is more than just pocket change. It is a key to understanding the story of the Lincoln cent, minting errors, and subtle variations that make certain examples highly desirable. The obverse of the 1981 Lincoln penny features the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, a design created by Victor David Brenner in 1909. By 1981, this image had already endured for more than 70 years, a portrait recognized across generations. Lincoln's profile, with its dignified expression and intricate hair detailing, embodies honesty, perseverance, and the enduring legacy of one of America's greatest presidents. Every coin tells a story not only of history but of the people and the society that circulated it. Handling this penny today connects collectors to a moment in time, reminding us of the economic, political, and social context of the early 1980s, a period of transition and change in American history. The reverse shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that had been in use since 1959 to commemorate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Every detail on the memorial is important to collectors: the precision of the columns, the depiction of Lincoln seated in the central statue, the steps, and the inscriptions. In 1981, the Lincoln Memorial design had been struck for over 2 decades, but subtle differences in strike quality, die wear, and metal flow made some coins stand out. High-quality strikes reveal sharp, clear details, while weaker strikes can result in slightly flattened features. Collectors often search for coins that capture these details perfectly, knowing that such examples are more desirable and harder to find in uncirculated condition. Composition plays a significant role in the coin's appeal. By 1981, pennies were still made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving the coin a distinct weight, feel, and warm reddish-brown color. Over time, this copper composition can develop a natural patina, which adds character but can also reduce the coin's appeal if it obscures details. Coins that have retained their original red color and luster, with minimal circulation wear, are particularly prized by collectors. These coins are often referred to as red or red-brown, depending on the degree of preserved copper, and they typically command higher prices in the collector market. Mint marks are another critical factor. The 1981 Lincoln penny was struck at multiple mints, including Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Denver mint coins carry a small d below the date, and these coins often exhibit slight variations in strike strength and die quality compared to their Philadelphia counterparts. San Francisco produced proof coins with a mirror-like finish and frosted details, designed specifically for collectors. These proof coins, though visually distinct, are an essential part of completing a full 1981 Lincoln cent collection, especially for enthusiasts who appreciate perfect, display quality examples. Errors elevate the 1981 Lincoln penny from ordinary coinage to exciting collectibles. Doubled die varieties, where the date or lettering appears doubled due to misalignment during minting, are among the most sought after. Off-center strikes, where the design is noticeably shifted from the coin center, create dramatic, eye-catching examples that are highly prized by collectors. Other errors include die cracks, die chips, and clipped planchets, each telling a unique story about the minting process. These anomalies are often rare, and when verified and authenticated, they can dramatically increase a coin's value, sometimes by hundreds of dollars or more. Condition is the final piece that determines desirability. Circulated 1981 pennies, while still collectible, typically have wear, minor scratches, or discoloration that reduces market value. Uncirculated coins, especially those with full red color and sharp details, are far more valuable. Many collectors seek coins certified by professional grading services to ensure authenticity and quality. Coins graded MS65 or higher, particularly with vibrant red coloration, often command premiums due to their scarcity and collector demand. The 1981 Lincoln penny holds additional significance because it represents one of the last years before the mid-1980s transition to primarily zinc pennies. Copper pennies from this era are appreciated not just for their historical value but also for their tangible feel and aesthetic qualities. Collectors often aim to secure multiple examples in different grades, including error coins, proof coins, and top-quality uncirculated specimens, creating a comprehensive collection that highlights the subtle beauty and complexity of this small but remarkable coin. Finally, let's talk about real-world value. Most circulated 1981 Lincoln 1-cent coins are worth face value. Essentially 1-cent uncirculated examples typically sell for $1 to $5 depending on condition and color. Proof coins from San Francisco usually sell for several dollars, sometimes higher depending on quality. Error coins, such as doubled dies, off-center strikes, or notable die cracks, have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several tens of dollars to over $100 in words, with exceptionally rare examples commanding even higher prices. This makes the 1981 Lincoln penny a fascinating coin for collectors, hobbyists, and anyone interested in the hidden stories that everyday coins can tell. Coin number 7. We are exploring a coin that might seem simple at first glance, but for collectors and coin enthusiasts, the 1975 Lincoln 1-cent coin is a treasure full of history, intrigue, and potential value. It is more than just a small piece of copper, it is a window into a time when coinage was still made with care, when subtle minting variations could make a coin rare, and when collectors began to see the Lincoln penny as not only everyday currency but also as a collectible item with historical and monetary significance. The obverse of the 1975 Lincoln penny features the familiar and enduring portrait of Abraham Lincoln. By 1975, this image had already been recognized by generations of Americans for more than 60 years. Lincoln's face, with its dignified profile, detailed hair, and beard, reflects the artistic work of Victor David Brenner, whose design first appeared in 1909. This coin connects collectors to history in a very tangible way, allowing them to hold a piece of the past that passed through countless hands and tells a story of America's social, political, and economic context during the mid-1970s. The reverse of the 1975 penny shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. Collectors pay attention to every detail: the columns, the central statue of Lincoln, the steps, and the inscriptions. Slight variations in strike quality, die wear, or metal flow create differences that can make one coin more desirable than another. A sharp strike with clear details is much more valuable than a flattened or weakly struck coin. Even small differences can elevate a penny from being ordinary to highly collectible. The composition of the 1975 penny also adds to its appeal. Made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, this coin has a warmth, weight, and color that modern pennies, mostly zinc since 1982, lack. The copper content gives the coin a reddish hue when new and allows it to age into attractive shades of brown or red-brown depending on storage and handling. Coins that retain their original red color with minimal wear are especially desirable to collectors. Handling and storing these coins properly is crucial because scratches, discoloration, or corrosion can dramatically reduce both aesthetic appeal and market value. Mint marks are essential in identifying and valuing 1975 pennies. The D mint mark below the date indicates the Denver Mint, while Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, and San Francisco produced proof coins with mirror-like fields and frosted details for collectors. Each mint has slight variations in strike quality and die characteristics. Denver coins often show different detailing in Lincoln's hair or the memorial columns compared to Philadelphia coins. Proof coins are particularly sought after for their perfection and visual appeal, often forming a centerpiece in a collection of 1975 pennies. Errors are where the 1975 Lincoln penny becomes truly fascinating for collectors. Doubled die errors, in which the date or lettering appears doubled due to misalignment of the dies, are among the most sought-after varieties. Off-center strikes create dramatic visual effects and are prized for their uniqueness. Other errors, including die cracks, die chips, and clipped planchets, make each coin an individual story of the minting process. Collectors enjoy these anomalies because they combine historical context, artistic variation, and rarity into one small coin. Even a penny that looks ordinary to a casual observer could be a rare error with significant value. Condition plays a critical role in the desirability of 1975 pennies. Circulated coins typically have minor scratches, wear, or surface marks, which reduces their market value. Uncirculated coins, especially those with full red color, sharp details, and clean surfaces, are far more collectible. Professional grading by organizations like PCGS or NGC certifies condition and authenticity, often significantly increasing value. Collectors specifically target coins graded MS65 or higher for the best combination of rarity, condition, and long-term investment potential. The 1975 Lincoln penny is also important because it belongs to the classic copper era, which has become increasingly appreciated by collectors. Copper pennies from this period have aesthetic appeal, historical significance, and tangible weight, offering a tactile connection to history that modern zinc pennies cannot match. Completing a collection of 1975 pennies, including high-grade examples, proof coins, and notable error varieties, is a satisfying challenge for collectors and numismatists alike. Finally, let's discuss value. Most circulated 1975 Lincoln pennies are worth face value, essentially 1 cent. Uncirculated examples generally sell for $1 to $5, depending on color and condition. Proof coins from San Francisco typically sell for several dollars, sometimes higher depending on quality. Error coins, including doubled dies, off-center strikes, and significant die cracks, have sold at auction for amounts ranging from several tens of dollars to over $100 in words. Exceptional examples, particularly those that are rare and visually striking, can command even higher prices, making the 1975 Lincoln penny not just a collectible but an exciting opportunity for enthusiasts and investors alike.